No.
Too scared to have the bollocks.
Do you really want to go toe-to-toe with me on that?
You've completely, like, what are we doing here? Levy isn't going anywhere.
It's all down to timing, isn't it?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Spurs Five. We have got a super edition tonight. We're super excited. We have got the coup of the century. But before we introduce to you our professional footballer, yes, professional footballer, special guest. That's right, people. An absolute gem tonight. Let's quickly say hello to Lubo and Johnny. Sean will be joining us in about 10 minutes. He's running a bit late, so he will be with us soon. But Johnny, how you doing in Madrid? Over there, waiting for the
5 o'clock. Well, listen, guys, right? Got at 5 o'clock. Got up, flew out today. Been running around Madrid, but I bumped into someone at my hotel earlier, and he's agreed to come on. So after Lubo, I'm quite excited about the guy coming on. I'm sure you will be as well. But it's pissing with rain down here in Madrid. Hola, what Espanol, Sol, none of it at the moment. Soaking wet, Sol. But listen, excited about tonight's show. Wouldn't miss it. So let's, no further ado, to everyone in the chat, good evening. And Lubo, how you getting on?
Yeah, good evening all. Looking forward to the show tonight. Johnny, so I need a raincoat and a beanie for tomorrow, do I?
A raincoat, a beanie. Yeah, it's been bloody soaking wet today. But quite a few Spurs fans out here already in the main square, which is where everyone will be tomorrow. So if you're watching this and you're coming out tomorrow morning, head out for the main square, and we're going to be escorted, all 3,000 of us, to the stadium, I believe, at some point during the game. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, and if there's anyone going via Standstill with sports options tomorrow morning, first thing, look forward to seeing you there.
And let's do our guest, shall we? Shall we, Stel? Should we bring?
Yes, but just before that, can everyone please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, show some love to the channel, and also for all your sports merch attire, OK jersey down below. The code is 5FIVE to get your discount. But our special guest tonight, professional football player, unbelievable.
Who's at the doorbell? Have you?
Johnny,
is he going to ring the bell?
Johnny's pulled this one out the bag. People, we'll give you a clue. He does like a red card.
Who could be at the door?
Hello, guys. How you doing? It's good to see you. Johnny's great to see you again. I've met him earlier on at the coffee shop downstairs, and he said, "Can I come on to the great Spurs Five?" So I thought I got 5 minutes. I just thought I'd say I'm really sorry to everybody about what happened in the Crystal Palace game. But listen, don't worry. I'll be playing tomorrow night with my boy Cutie Romero, and it will be okay, guys. Everything will be okay. Until then, maybe in the summer I push off to like Barcelona or the Liverpool, maybe. But just wanted to say, good congratulations on the Spurs Five. It's apparently the greatest Spurs podcast in the community, and it's good to see you all.
Mickey, it's great to have you on, Mickey. Thank you.
Great to see you guys. Great to see you.
Mickey van der Ven. Mickey van der
Butler. Mickey.
Oh dear.
What is going on, people? How are we doing? Good to see everybody. I hope everyone is happy and healthy doing the things they love with Mickey and the boys.
Yeah.
Oh, this tool is going to be so much fun. So much fun. Let me get my let me go back to basics. You see properly now? There we go. Oh no, Sean, put the mask back on. Put it back on.
right.
Oh,
Right. It's just brilliant, mate. Honestly, it's absolutely brilliant. Thought it was Danny Kiriakou. It's hard to tell the difference.
Mate, just quickly, I wanted to say a massive shout out to that man, Danny Kiriakou. This man has spent the last 3 days, 2.5 days, basically remoted into my computer and has spent just hours and hours and hours troubleshooting this thing. The guy, I didn't know that he had the levels of intellect and intelligence, and that sounds disrespectful. I didn't mean that way. I mean, I'm just absolutely blown away with what Danny. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. So if you're watching Danny, shout out to you, mate. You're an absolute legend, bro. Absolute legend, mate. It's going to be a lot of fun what we're doing together with the AI stuff. Anyway, guys, bit of fun and games.
Can I just say,
spiciness, shall we? Sorry, Johnny, go on, mate. Yeah.
Can I just say the AI is actually so good that Sean's not actually even here.
Yeah, that's Danny K right there. That's Danny K.
Later on in the show, when it turns spicy and we're talking about certain ownership regimes, I've got all of the faces lined up. I've got Johan Lang, I've got Daniel Levy ready to go. I've got them all ready to go. It's going to be a cracking show, people. It's going to be a cracking show. As Stel said, please do smash the granny out of the bars, out of the like button, the subscribe, all that stuff. We got 2 hours of fun. Listen, before we get into we got the sort of schedule of events for this evening. We got to talk. I've changed the title of the show. I have changed the title of the show because I do think we need to talk a little bit more about what's in the current zeitgeist before we get to the Champions League game, which will be the final segment. We have to talk a little bit about Igor Tudor. Since we last spoke here last Thursday night, there has been a never-ending amount of content that's come out from God knows who and God knows where. Who knows whether there's any truth to it? But a lot of it is surrounding Igor Tudor's future. Is he going to stay here? Is he going to be relieved of his duties? So when? Who will be replacing him? We've seen links to Harry Redknapp, although I think he's just been confirmed as being on the I'm a Celebrity.
Spectrum.
So I don't. Yeah, he'll be on the Spurs talk show in a couple of days' time. I don't know about that. Yeah, hanging out the back of the Spurs talk show. It's great to see you, Sean. It's great to see you. I bet we'll get the boys back together.
Get out of the car. Yeah, I'm always interested in cheeky transfer. I thought I'd get Paolo Di Canio back.
We're going to get Crouchy and Defoe. Well, apparently he's out. He's ruled himself out. Well, he hasn't ruled himself out, but I've heard tonight that he's been. Was it a joke or was it true that he's been added to the Celebrity Get Me Out of Here panel? I don't know. I saw a couple of people on Twitter and on WhatsApp groups mentioning it. I don't know if that's true or just people pissing around. But either way, he's been linked. Sherwood's been linked. We've also been linked with, of course, my man Sean Dyche baby, and a bunch of others. So we have to just start off with that topic before we do get into. I know Stelios and has been going around the traps today, preparing for a battle royale regarding the Relegation take 2. We're going to go again on this, and we'll come to that segment shortly. But let's start with kind of more, I guess, more pertinent issues, more relevant issues, which is what can the board do between now and the end of the season, if anything at all. Transfers are out the window. Selling the club is a distant unlikelihood or a distant possibility. So really, it's over to the players and the manager. But the only tool, the only weapon that is still in the armory of the Vinays of the world or the Collicots is potentially changing the manager again. So I do want to ask you guys how you feel about that possibility and what you think it will. You know, is it going to happen? Could it happen? What will it take for it to happen? And Stella, I'm going to start with you, my man. I think I haven't started the show with you for a while, so it's only reasonable. Do you think that that Igor Tudor is on thin ice, or do you think the club have made their bed now they've got to lay in it?
When we first hired him, by the way, good evening, everyone. Thanks for being in the chat as always. Sorry, the podcasts haven't been uploaded recently, but I'm waiting until I move to my actual home on Thursday when I have proper internet to do it, and I'll upload everything then. But when we first hired Tudor, I remember saying that I need 3 games to suss him out. I need 3 games to know what kind of manager we've got. And Johnny asked me the question when I said that, Stel, do you honestly think 3 games is enough? And I said, I think 3 is enough, yeah. Well, actually, Johnny was right to ask that question because I needed 1 game. I needed 1. That Arsenal game, after that, I saw pretty much everything that I wanted to see. And I wanted him gone after that. And for me, the fact he's still here is an absolute nightmare. He came in for a bounce. He came in to get a tune out of us. He's had 3 losses in a row, and I think he's going to lose the next 3 as well. That's my honest opinion. I think he's going to go 6 losses in a row, and we're going to go into the biggest game of the season. The Palace game wasn't the biggest. It's the Nottingham Forest game was always for me the big one under Tudor. And we're going to go into that game potentially below Forest. So to answer your question, Sean, he needs to be sacked, because if we don't do it sharpish, then it is, I think it's too late already to change manager again. But if we are going to do it, there's only so many games left to get a bounce or some kind of motivational change. So if you don't do it now, forget it. It doesn't matter who you bring in after the Atletico game. If he's still in charge for Forest, it doesn't matter. In fact, no. If he's in charge for Liverpool, it doesn't matter who you bring in. We're done. I honestly think we're done with this guy. I think he's a shocking manager for what we needed right now. This isn't working for me.
Yeah, I don't disagree on paper, mate. It's been an absolute disaster so far. And I think the people saying 3 games, some people are saying it's too little time, but it is 25% of the games that he had at his disposal, Lubo. He only came in with 12, obviously outside of the Champions League. Forget the Champions League for a minute. He only had 12 games, right? And he's used 25% of them, and thus far 0 points from 9. I know there's that detail floating around, Lubo, about the relegation form of the teams in the in and amongst it, and it's like 10 points, 11 points, 9 points, and then us on 0 point or 3 points in the last 10 games, whatever it is. What says you, Lubo? What says you?
Well, it's changed a bit in 3 weeks. Do you remember that chart where we were going through the results, Spurs results and the Forest results? And I think we all thought, and I'll speak for myself here first of all, I honestly thought, I remember you saying, Sean, what do you know about Tudor? And I said, well, not much. I just know he was a decent footballer. I don't know anything about his managerial experience. All I know is what I've read, the same as you guys, and that he's been firefighting at teams like Lazio and Galatasaray. So for me, and I think in Spain as well, so because he's a firefighter and he's done well initially at previous clubs, you hope, we're sort of, what were we, 8 games then without a league win. So you're hoping maybe, Parisi knows what he's doing. He's brought this guy in. He's done well at other clubs initially. He'll get some sort of bounce. And I remember saying, I don't expect it with Arsenal. I thought we'd get a draw against Fulham. I thought we'd beat Palace. And this was geared on me thinking that he knew what he was doing, which unfortunately he doesn't, because he keeps putting players out of position. And for me, there's no excuse for that. You've got to use whatever assets, whatever strengths, whatever pluses and positives you've got in this situation, and to start putting players out of position and changing the system all the time. He may have been playing three at the back, but if he's had a look at all the videos for this season, we've hardly played 3 at the back all season. Although it looked very good against PSG, you can't just suddenly come in, switch your system at this stage of the season, where Spurs are in trouble. I mean, we weren't in as much trouble then as we are now, but even so, for me, the players with Romero, Danso, Van der Ven, Porro, Udogie, if everyone's fit, if everyone's available, and you've got time to bed in a three at the back system in pre-season, then that for me would probably have been the way to go with Frank. But we're not in that situation at the moment. Romero got himself sent off, so he's out for 4 games. Danso was injured as well. Udogie's injured. So, all of a sudden he's sticking Porro at right centre-back last week. It's absolute madness. The one creative player that we've got, who I know isn't pulling up trees, but you've got to have him on the pitch because he is the most creative, is Xavi Simons. Left him on the bench, and you look at it and you just see the positioning of the system he's playing and where he's putting players, and the situations that he's put us in. And look, last week we're in the game. Van der Ven made his ridiculous decision. Should have let him go. 1-1, 11 against 11. We're still in the game. That just killed it, and they fell apart in 10 minutes, didn't they? It was pathetic. mentally weak. But the other games, we just don't look like we're in it. In fact, to be fair, we didn't look like we were in it against Palace till we scored. So for me, you might as well have left Frank in charge for how Tudor's been for these 3 games. And they weren't playing for Frank against Newcastle. That first half was horrendous. So if these players don't pull their finger out and start working and earning a living, because at the moment, most of them are stealing a living. And, having seen them get 14 points from the first 7 games, this is a horrendous drop down the seat, since Chelsea, 12 points out of 60. Talk about a dive. I mean, it's horrendous.
12 out of 60, is that what it was? That we're at? Is it
12 since we won 3-0 at Everton, and we finished the last weekend of October in 3rd place.
That is diabolical.
That is absolutely atrocious.
12 points. We've won 2.
That's relegation.
It's absolutely relegation. Every other team that we're fighting with must be looking at that situation and going, just fight for a couple of games, guys. Just get a couple of wins. Like, there's no chance Tottenham are turning this around. They must all be looking at Tottenham going, they're the team that are out of here.
Sean, have you seen this table linking to what Sean to what Lubo just said? I'll do a quick screen share. This is the current. This is the last 10 games. Oops. This is the last 10 games that have been played. Yeah, we are in the mud.
Yeah, it's absolutely atrocious. Unforgivable. It's unforgivable.
That's the last 10 games.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly look at that and I just think that what is there to hang your hat on? Johnny, I'll bring you in, mate.
Listen, look, we've never lost. We've never had, I think it is 9 games on the trot where we've conceded 2 goals in 9 games on the trot. And that, to me, is unforgivable. I mean, some people say don't mock Tudor because we can't get handball in. But let's be honest, right? If it was up to me, it'd be off with his head and he'd be gone, because I think the Porro thing was, for me, a step too far. I mean, he has enough trouble. At right back defending. To put him at right centre back and not change it, just smacked of. I mean, listen. When we first saw the team lineup, I'm looking at it and I thought I'd had too much wine. And I was looking at the lineup, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And you can say, oh, look, we took the lead, and there were even people saying we did a lot better in the second half. I've got no interest in listening to we did better in the second half, because for me, the second half was just Crystal Palace saying, have the ball. You have the ball. This isn't going anywhere. It's going absolutely nowhere. And there was a moment in that game, 3-1 down, and Gallagher was going absolutely mad at his team. They were winning 3-1. He was going mad at his team. He's called them over. There's a break in play. And Igor Tudor sat there with his arms folded. And I'm shouting abuse. Like, what are you doing? This isn't management. This is a guy who can't do it. And I wasn't the only one. There was about 10, 15 people who were sort of shouting at him to get up and do something, say something. There was another incident where Richie was saying, can I come on? He was more or less begging to come on to the pitch. He was running along the touchline. He's going like this. Am I coming on? What's going on? Eventually, he's told to come back and get changed. He must have been about 8 or 9 minutes. Sat there, got his top on, didn't know what was going on. It's clueless. It's clueless behaviour. Look, unfortunately for him, he doesn't have his assistant coach. Sound familiar? Nuno has had his assistant coach at every single club he's ever been at and been successful at and done well at, except when he was at Spurs. Yeah. This guy, Tudor, has had his assistant coach everywhere he's been, apart from this club.
Yeah, and by the time his work permit gets cleared, he might be out of a job. He might have been gone. He might be gone by then. It's mad. I guess there's a bit.
Well, you mean like Heitinger? Do you think he's going to break Heitinger's record of 33 days?
I genuinely do. But I have to beg the question: if we're all in agreement, then that we're running out of time, it hasn't worked with Tudor. We have to just quickly pivot 1 second and go back in time a little bit, guys, right? Because I think we were all talking about this. Myself, I'll certainly hold my hands up and say, you know, when the decision was made to get rid of Thomas Frank, I think we were all supportive of it. But we also,
if he had a plan.
Well, yeah, this is it, right? So, but we heard that Thomas Frank's departure was not led by the people that wanted him to stay, which were the footballing, quote unquote, footballing people at Tottenham, right? That was Vinay and that was Johan Lang. They wanted to keep him. So he got overruled, right? According to all the sources that we spoke to, Johnny, and I think everyone saw it in various other places online, all that stuff. But he was overruled. They were overruled. And Collicott and Charrington and Joe Lewis, whoever it was, right? Butcher, whatever. They all said, no. You guys aren't being listened to anymore. You've screwed up. We should never have not listened to Paratici. Well, Paratici's decision would have been to have brought in Igor Tudor in November. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've all sat there to some degree saying it's a disgrace that Johan Lang is still here and that Paratici left. And when Paratici left, his his exit interview was, I want to work with a club that has ambitious owners and also where my ideas are listened to. So we're all sitting there saying massive faux pas from Vinay, massive faux pas. You know, the sort of divisions of responsibility weren't adhered to, because if Johan Lang was supposed to be looking after the youth team, then why is it that he was vetoing and cop blocking the moves for various players? Like, you know, it should have been Akliouche. Instead, we went after, you know, whoever it was instead, Paqueta, and he just turned us down. All this stuff, when we went through all this sort of revisionism and saying, made a mistake, the club fucked up, or they should have listened to Paratici. Or had they listened to Paratici, we would have had Igor Tudor earlier. I'm not saying that it would have been as bad. Maybe a couple extra months, Igor Tudor might have had more time on his side. Maybe there would have been a difference. Maybe his assistant would have been here, to Johnny's point. But at the end of the day, is there any chance right now that we're sitting there and maybe the happiest people in the room at Igor Tudor's arrival, followed by 3 consecutive defeats, is Vinay and Johan Lang, in that they're saying, well, look, you should have listened to us in the first place? Do they get a slight reprieve? I'm not saying that, like, you know, I'm not saying it was the right decision to keep Thomas Frank, but ultimately, you know, Tudor has been an abject failure thus far, right? He's playing.
They didn't get the plan. Look, I think it's unfair to. There's no Heitinger. There's none of the people who have been at Spurs. There's no Ryan Mason. There's no Heitinger. There's no what's his name? That Matty Wells. There's no one with any like background that's been at the club, right? I mean, even if Heitinger had stayed, he'd had 33 days at least to get under the table. I was looking at it on the behind the bench on Thursday, and it looked like a guy was about 21 years of age on the computer looking at numbers, saying, look at this, and another guy who I'm not sure who he was. But how can the guy, look, I'm not making excuses for him, but you need a number 2. There's no one to give him anything. He's like literally stuck there pissing in the wind.
Fault, right? This is Brexit. This is work permit stuff. It's not because we haven't. Like...
But you need to investigate whether or not it's going to be an issue, right?
Okay,
that's called due diligence. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's a Croatian assassin. Maybe he's got some previous. You know, who knows? I guess my question was going to be a long-winded question. Sorry, but is the fact that Paratici's an eventual he was listened to eventually after his departure, and we brought in someone else that Paratici wanted. Is this also a damning indictment of Paratici's talent ID for the right solution to the problem? No, that's what I'm just saying to you. I don't think if you work in tandem, right? It's like
we'd be different. We'd be in a different spot.
Right. Yeah, no, I think you have to give some balance to that. If Poch was to come in, but without Jesus or any of the Tony Jimenez and all these guys, right, he's going to be a bit lost if there's no Ryan Mason and none of the other people that have been there. They've all gone. Everyone's gone. So this guy's turned up. Listen, I'm not saying he's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the situation has been multiplied by the fact that there's no one who's got any history of being with Spurs at the club, and the guy doesn't have his assistant coach. So he's having to do everything. I saw him today blowing his whistle. I mean, like, I don't know, it's like the PE teacher. I mean, what is that? But there's no one there. There's no one there to assist. And all I'm saying is the club...
You think it would be a big difference, like Batman to his Robin or whatever?
I just think this is a guy who's worked with him at every single one of the clubs, right? Okay. And just like Nuno wasn't allowed his assistant when he came to Spurs. I'm not saying he's going to make a massive difference, but I think the guy has been left in the lurch. And quite honestly, had the club, had the people who would have appointed him, had looked into the fact that it might be an issue, they should never have let Heitinger go. Well, hang on a minute.
Who was plan B? Because it felt like to me that they sat there and went, all right, we're not going to listen to Thomas Frank anymore. We're not going to listen to Johan Lang anymore. Right, so let's go and get the guy. Let's go and get the other guy's idea. And if they had done the due diligence, and the due diligence was, look, the assistant might not be here for 3 weeks, and they went, you know, that's not going to work. Let's not go after him. Where was Plan C? What was Plan C? Exactly. Still, I'll bring you back in there, mate. What's like? Do you think that this has the Igor Tudor experiment kind of reshaped people, or should it reshape people's opinions on, you know, whether there was a clear winner between Paratici and Johan Lang in terms of plan?
Well, for me, by the way, just very quickly, I don't want to go off topic, but Spurs abroad, mate. Paphos Spurs top. I'm there, mate. I'm there. Don't you worry. I'm there.
Canary yellow.
It's the away kit colour, isn't it? Yellow. It's the away kit colour. Tudor. Look, for me, guys, you're not going to want to hear it. But I'm going to go back to it. Sacking Ange was the... Yeah, we can be positive about the results, Johnny, if you want, and the demise of Tottenham and crumbling. We can find a positive in that. If you know, good luck. But sacking Ange, for me, was the biggest mistake we made. And the reason it was the mistake is because whether fans like him or not, whether it was emotional or not, whether logic defies keeping him or not, he had a togetherness with a group of players, and they had something that had unified them, and we threw a hand grenade into it. And since then, there's been nothing but disruption in the camp. I'm convinced there are players that aren't happy that Ange was sacked. I'm convinced there's players that weren't happy that Frank was the manager playing pragmatic football. And whatever we want to say, Brennan Johnson stopped scoring goals after that when he was our top goal scorer. And effectively, what we've done off the back of that is we sold Kane when he was the club top goal scorer. We sold Heung-min Son when he was a top club goal scorer. And then we sold Brennan Johnson when he was the top club goal scorer. We're the first club ever to sell their top goal scorer every year for 3 years in a row. No club's ever done that except for us. And I honestly believe...
So we are, mate. So we are.
Oh, mate, I told them. They didn't listen.
I honestly believe we should have given him the start of the season. And I stick by that. And that's just set off a chain of events now where we don't know where we are. We don't know what we're doing. And we're hiring the wrong managers. We're hiring the wrong coaches. We're not giving the coaches the job when we sack the manager who actually knows the players or has gotten to know them. We're bringing in randoms that know nothing about the Premier League. And when we were in the deepest trouble of all, and everyone was saying, this January will tell us whether ENIC mean business or not, and they proved they don't mean business. That was it. That was the last chance saloon. And do you know what? Sava actually said it right. I don't often agree with him, but he was right. Either back Frank or sack him. We did neither. We didn't back him in January and we didn't sack him. So we prolonged the mess to a point of where it became so toxic he had to go. You could say it was too late by then because now Tudor's inheriting a mess that he was always going to struggle with. But fans hoped that he would fix it because he'd done some decent, quick manager bounce at other clubs. And he's come here and it's been nothing. It's been the complete opposite of what he came in to do. So listen, I go back to that summer. I honestly think we should have given Ange the start of the season, guys. And I know you all disagree and you're allowed to. That's cool. But I think that's where it all started. Now I don't know where we go. I don't even know who I am anymore, let alone what Tottenham are. I have no idea what I support anymore. That's it.
Lubo, should I have been sacked?
100%.
You should have gone, yeah. You should have gone, yeah.
100%.
And that's just from this channel.
Oh, God. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. This isn't a year in the 6 months. This isn't 2 transfer windows. Sorry, guys. This is 25 years. You can't be lucky. Your luck runs out. And here we go. Joe Lewis, blame him big time. He gave Levy the reins to run the club on a day-to-day basis. Levy made a pig's ear of it. And I was listening to Danny on Savage Show, and Danny had it bang on today. And he eloquently put, cannot believe, and I'll answer Dan if he's watching. He said, I cannot believe that Levy would allow the business, the football side of the business, to go to shit. Well, he did because he wasn't interested, number one. And number two, he didn't know what to do. And he got lucky. So Enoch Mark 1 have completely screwed this club in style. And we're now seeing the results now.
It's amazing how you're more than happy to apply fortune to all of the things that were good, because if it stands in the way of a concrete
occasionally, Sean,
hang on, let me finish my point. You never apply misfortune or bad luck to explain some of the things that have gone against us. Like, we don't talk about injuries enough. Right, but that's bad luck, isn't it? Or is it? I don't know. But like, you're very comfortable saying that whenever things are good, we got lucky here, we got lucky there. But I never hear you say we got unlucky here or unlucky there. You can't apply fortune where it suits.
We got the worst injury record of anyone by a country mile in the entire league.
Johnny,
by miles.
Johnny, yes, we have. Yes, we have. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about this season, last season.
I know, but we're worse than last season. We're worse than last season. We're front to back. Right, we're front to back. We've had injuries front to back, or players missing front to back, and we are. Well, just look at the injury table. I mean, we're clear. We're clear. In fact, we're top of all the wrong tables. What?
Hang about. I haven't done it. I've got the wrong camera on. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, God.
They'll miss me when I'm gone. They'll miss me when I'm gone.
That's scary as you like. That is absolutely
Sean's alter ego. Sean's alter ego. Here he is. Here he is. Sean, here he is, Sean Butler fulfilling a dream. Clip it.
Tonight,
he's made it. After all these years, he's become Daniel Levy.
Tonight,
I'm sorry, Lubo. I'm just not interested in how you can rebuild our club shop. Okay, I'm just not interested. Get over it. It's been a long time.
I don't care about that. I got to tell you something. I don't care about club shops. I don't care about what he thinks about people. All I want is him. Not being
funny. It looks like Lubo.
Oh, no, Johnny. Me and you're going to fall out, mate. Oh my God! What has tonight turned into?
Well, no, I'm going to stop now. I just want. I'm playing with my new toy. That's all. Playing with my new toy, but I'm going to stop now. I'll be back.
Sean, can we have Brennan Johnson in? Can we?
Hang on. We're going to be up. We're going to be up for the BAFTAs at this rate.
Can we bring Brennan Johnson in?
Listen, let's talk a little bit about. I guess we're at the 34-minute mark, and I imagine that the next segment's going to take quite a long time. Before we do get to it, I asked everyone whether we thought Igor Tudor would be the should we sack him. I think the answer from all of you was yes, essentially yes. So on that basis, the two last questions, short answers for you all is when do you think he will go, and secondly. Three answers. Do you think he will go? 2, when? And 3, what's your I'm going to say dream world. There's no dream world scenario here, but what's your kind of idea? How do you see us if there is an out, if there is a get out of jail card here in terms of the ownership's managerial pivot late on? When do we do it? How do we do it? Who do we do it with? Lubo, I'll let you go first, mate.
Okay, if you're looking at an interim now, with a view to bringing in a permanent, probably Poch in the summer, then for me, I'd just be looking at bringing Redknapp in, because these players' confidence must be on the floor, and you need somebody to come in. Tudor's come in, with the big stick, and it hasn't worked. And the last thing players need when they're, when their confidence is shot, is someone to come in and tell them how shit they are. It just doesn't work.
Sorry to say this, mate, but I wasn't making it up earlier. I knew I'd seen it. After reportedly pocketing a man of 500 grand for his first stint on the ITV show, Redknapp will now make a grand return for another stint in the wilderness. This is 2 hours ago on TalkSport, so looks like Harry Redknapp has decided to.
That happens at January, December time, November, December.
Oh, does it? Oh, fair enough. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was more.
He's got more than enough time to manage Spurs, get us demoted, and eat a whole load of bugs. He's fine.
So for me, beginning of January, when we had this conversation, I said I would have liked to have had Redknapp with Carrick.
Yeah, but hang on. Can I just say,
Carrick's gone. Defoe doesn't have a pro license. So for me, I don't know, who'd you bring in? Who'd you bring in as a coach with Redknapp?
Look, we got to stop the Redknapp nonsense, right? Okay, he's 80 years of age, hasn't coached in 11 years. And when he did last coach, it was QPR and they were second bottom. I love Harry. Johnny, right? I love him, but
Johnny, these players need motivating.
I know, but he never even did even did any training, mate. He's the one around.
If you're looking at it and you're saying, right, this isn't the time for an interim.
Who are you bringing in with him? You can't
do. Then I would. Maybe Sherwood.
Sherwood. When was the last time he managed?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. Of course, it matters. When
football has changed. You want to stay with Tudor?
Johnny, you were quite on board with Tudor, and it hasn't worked.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Don't start with all that crap, right? What do you mean I was on board? You mean I had to give him a chance?
Guys,
it's not crap. Hold on. You were on board with it. You wanted to give it a go. You did want to give it a go.
Well, what do you want? What do you mean I wanted to give it a go? The fucking guys just turned up. Of course I wanted to give him a chance. What else am I meant to do? What am I meant to do? Start fucking calling him to be sacked after one game? What are you happy to do?
But hold on, you're happy to dismiss Lubo's idea of bringing in someone that knows the club, but in favour of your idea of
he's 80 years of age, mate, and hasn't coached in 11 years. What are you talking about? I'm a lunatic.
But what you back hasn't worked.
What are you pointing at me like that?
Because it's you. What you backed hasn't worked.
What you mean? What I backed? You're a fucking idiot. What do you mean I backed?
Stop, guys. No speak.
What do you mean I backed?
Swear all you like. It doesn't faze me.
How have I backed a manager that's come in?
No, what I'm saying is, hold on. I'm defending Lubo. You're very dismissive of what he has to suggest, but yet what you backed didn't work. So maybe let Lubo's idea play out.
What are you talking about? I backed
Tudor. You're in favour of giving it a go.
What do you mean I backed him? Where did I back him?
The point I'm trying to make
is all three games. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't invent a narrative. Don't invent a narrative. I'm not inventing a narrative.
You were prepared to give. I'm not inventing a narrative. I'm not.
You were prepared to accept what I said about Thomas Frank. I'm not going to accept from you that I told you that Tudor is a brilliant manager and he's great. Right?
I never said you said that. I never said you said that.
You just said I said that he was the man. I got behind the manager.
I never said you said he's the man.
I just said I got behind the manager.
I said you backed it.
Yes, you did.
Johnny, you're making words up. I never said you said he's the man.
Mate, just rewind.
Well, you haven't even let me land the point, and you got rattled. The point I'm trying to land
is not rattled, mate. You're lying. Don't put words in my mouth.
No, you're not. The whole chat's calling you out on this now. What Lubo said was,
well, you mean your disciples?
Okay, well, you don't have any disciples.
I'm not sure. Let
me just the point I'm trying to make is Lubo has suggested get Redknapp because he knows the club, or get Sherwood because he knows the club. That was, and Lubo, to be fair to him,
is Johnny allowed to disagree with that argument?
Yeah, he is allowed to disagree
obviously not,
with it.
because I'm allowed this. You. Right?
But am I allowed to disagree with Johnny's position, Sean?
Yeah, no, you are, but I'm not. But like,
Right, well, that's what I'm doing.
You came to me
Well,
with
Sean,
all
that's
this
what I'm
pointing
doing.
fingers
Yeah, but
and saying, I
you're
backed
doing
you.
it in a way
I won't use my
Ever.
hands. It's a Mediterranean
No,
thing
I'm
to
trying to,
use.
I'm trying to
my hand.
understand. I'm trying to
Right.
understand where it's getting spicy and spiteful. So I was just looking
Because
at some
Johnny
chat-
got angry. Because Johnny got really angry.
No,
That's why he
because
got
you
spicy.
said you like that. You backed Tudor.
'Cause it's you. Yes.
I didn't
No,
back
you don't like my
Tudor,
fingers.
ever.
You don't like
Never.
fingers.
Right.
What, hands, nothing.
Backed Tudor.
Right, can I finish what I was just saying?
Lubo,
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
hold on.
Still, I'll finish.
But
Still, let me finish.
I wanted to, but I wanted to say all I was trying to say is, Lubo, I back you on this.
No.
And
I just want to finish
can't-
what I'm saying. I just want to finish what I'm saying because I haven't given the full story. I think.
Yeah, at least wait until he's finished his argument because there might be some donuttery that you might disagree with in a minute still. So just let him finish his point before we back anyone.
Okay. If it's an interim, you bring in people who've got no time. They've got 9 matches basically. Bring people in that know the club. Bring people in who can lift the players. This is just about putting them into, like Carrick did. He put round pegs in round holes, and he put them into a system that they understand that they're best suited to. That's it. Back to basics. So for me, Redknapp and Sherwood, if it's an interim, if you're going to
is there anybody else that you would?
if you're going to go down the path of bringing in a permanent, then for me personally, much as I don't want this because I'd love to see Poch back at the club, you put the Poch Mark II project on pause, and you bring in someone like Robbie Keane, who is a very bright manager who's doing well in Hungary, and you give him a contract, and he'll be with us next. If we go down, he'll be there, and he'll bring us back up.
Pochettino, though, according to all reports, right?
So Poch, but we can't get Poch now. And
You talk about before the end of the season, Lubo.
So we need to get Keane in now. For me personally, the Tudor thing hasn't worked. It's not worked.
Is he going to leave a club he's just about to win the title with?
How long has Robbie Keane been in management for?
Well, he did Tel Aviv, didn't he? Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Did he okay there?
Couple of seasons.
Did well.
He did well in Tel Aviv, did he? Okay.
Yeah, and he's done one in Hungary. So for me, you're not going to get. Ideally, you want someone like Xabi Alonso. He's not going to come to Spurs. You look at the top managers that are out there. Klopp's already said he's never going to manage anybody in the Premier League now that he's left Liverpool. So for me, go and get a bright up and coming manager. Hopefully, he can keep us up. And
do you think he'd get on well with Glenn Hoddle? Spoke, didn't he, saying, Robbie's a young guy. It was so interesting listening to Glenn Hoddle speak because he kind of he contradicted himself in the same sentence. He said he's a young guy. He's only 36 years old, whatever. He's 40 years old. Hasn't had too much of the time, so maybe he needs a bit of a steady head that's been there and done it before. He goes, well, having said that, on my first managerial job, I was 32 or something. Whatever he says.
Exactly. Listen.
But do you think Robbie Keane would sit there and go, I don't need you, Glenn. I don't need you, mate. Like I'm a manager on my own merit right now. This whole kind of dual role thing, I just think it means too
much. At least he
many.
knows the club. But would he leave, Lubo? Do you think he would really leave Hungary?
What are they paying him in Hungary, and what would Spurs pay him?
Yeah, he'd be getting paid. He'd probably getting paid like £1 million or something. In Hungary, he'd probably get paid 4 or 5 at Tottenham, wouldn't he?
Absolutely. What would you do?
Yeah, I'd come. But at the same time, do you really want to commit to Robbie Keane? Is that not another roll of the dice? Look, Ferencváros are expected to do well in the Hungarian league, right? So we're judging his outperformance based on a couple of decent Champions League performances.
No, I personally, I don't care about them. I just think, listen, you roll the dice unless you get someone like an Alonso, and we're not going to get a top manager. We had Jose and Conte. The club have killed that option, haven't they? Stone dead with what they did to those managers. So we're not going to get a top manager that Spurs should be going in and competing for. So for me, get someone who's up and coming. Chelsea got Rossini.
They just took him out of their another club. They didn't even need to do anything. They said, right, you're leaving our club.
How old is he, Johnny?
No, but they just took him out of their own club. They took him out of their own club. They didn't,
Has he done that brilliantly?
But they didn't have a say about it. We don't have an arrangement where we have a sister club that we can just whip a manager out where the other club can't have a say in it.
Johnny, the point I'm making is that he's a young manager.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is, like, Will Steele's a young manager, but, would he be the right manager for Spurs? The point is, there's no one. I think they've just done Tudor a disservice in the fact that he should have at least been allowed to fail with his assistant coach with him, or don't give him the flipping job. It's the same with Nuno. Nuno's done well when he's had his assistant coach. He's done better than he ever did at Spurs. I'm not saying he would have been a success at Spurs, but at least giving him a go. Daniel Levy said, no, you're going to use Ryan Mason and who we've got. You're not going to use your coach, and then sacked him afterwards. It's like saying Poch can come, but none of his assistants can come who he's worked with his entire career. It's like his left and right arm.
Johnny, before they took Ange, Nagelsmann wanted to bring his own team in, and Levy said no. Wanted to clear
but that's exactly my point.
That's scenic. That's just this club.
I just think that, I'm not saying he would have done any better, right? But I do believe that, not allowed or not planning for this eventuality that the guy might not be able to get in. I mean, it's very unusual that a guy can't get in after 3 weeks now, at the 3 weeks, and he's still not got in. There must be some problem in his background that's not allowing him in. When you think about how many people can get into this country right now.
But Johnny, isn't this just typical of the mess that our club is?
Total mess.
There are no football people at the top of the club. Nobody. No one. You've got Vinay who's clueless, who's the chairman, CEO. He's a waste of space. The whole thing's a shambles.
But listen, it's like Alejo Veliz. They didn't even realise that he had a clause in his contract. They tried to sell him, but didn't realise that if there was a clause in his contract that said if he's played more than 50% of the games, he can't play. They didn't even know it. They didn't even know.
Doherty.
Doherty. They didn't even know about Doherty. They had too many loans out. This is a club that doesn't even know its own rules. And that's what I'm saying. All these people that are saying, oh, it's okay, we get relegated. They've all got 50% clauses in. We don't know what they've got. They probably haven't even read. They're probably reading the contracts of these players now.
That's a fucking great point, right? That article, whoever came out with, was it the Telegraph? Was it Matt Law who said they've got the 50%? Like Daniel Levy prepared well for this eventuality or whatever. Maybe we did. Did we?
Maybe we didn't.
Maybe there's a clause in there that says they double their fucking wage if we go down. Maybe they wrote the clause wrong.
No, but anything's possible.
Contract clauses are not particularly. There's not a lot of evidence to suggest that those clauses are particularly ironclad, are they?
I think the only
ambitious that Levy, wasn't it? Ambitious.
Yeah, always
looking to be successful. Relegation clauses. Sorry, people might think it's clever. That geezer did nothing for our football club.
But do you know,
for 25 years.
How do you pitch that to someone, right? Hang on. If you say you were trying to attract a Harry Kane or any top player, or when you were trying to attract Xavi, do you say to Xavi, look, come to the club. We're really, we want to go for Champions League. We're really going all out for it this season. And, by the way, could you mind doing this little relegation clause at the bottom? What are you talking about? Hang on, you just pitched me titles and then you want me to put a 50% relegation clause? No, I think the only one that's got a clause.
It's a standard thing, though, isn't it? It's a standard. It's probably a standard thing.
I don't know. It should be, I guess. But,
when you look at the contracts. Clauses in the contract, like, Lubo, you're saying, big ambitions, but would you be horrified if they put in or would you sit there and say, fair play to Daniel Levy. He's definitely showing the ambition because he's put in a clause saying that if we win the Premier League, that they get, a £2 million bonus. There's just, these things are like lawyers driven up. Daniel Levy's not writing the contracts, are they? They're just, these things are just like probably, I got no idea, but my assumption would be that those contracts are 50 pages long and there's all sorts of different things that are.
Conor Gallagher, I think, is the one most likely to have a get out clause should we go down, because he signed in January when we were already in the shit. And maybe he's got like, if you get relegated, I can leave for 30 million or 25 million or what.
The Premier League have been talking about for ages the idea of making it like a requirement for every Premier League player to have relegation release clauses in their contract, so that clubs can prepare financially in accordance with the risk. Like everybody, including Manchester City, including whoever, right? That there's a relegation
to meet the 15 million,
whatever, right? Like whatever those clauses are, but like. Yeah,
because you're going from what? Sorry, I was going to say, because you're going from 150 FFP PSR over the 3 years, and you're doing 15 million, right? It's a massive drop off, isn't it, to meet those numbers? Exactly.
I mean, we are all guessing Lamb Raider.
100%.
None of us are lawyers here, I don't think. But yeah, I just think, for me, I'm sure it's just. I would assume it's just it's part of doing business. I don't think it's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing from Daniel Levy or whoever it was to put these things in. I'm sure it's just agents and lawyers put those things in the standard. Stel, who would you want to see if I know you said that you support Lubo, so does that mean that you also want to see Harry Redknapp just before he goes and eats cows' testicles and kangaroos' bollocks or whatever? Do you want to see him eat some Premier League shit with Tottenham Hotspur? Well, what do you want to see going on here? Or is the fact that he signed a giant payday with the celebrity Get Me Out of Here, does that make him less likely to need the money or want the money and the additional stress of having to travel, here, there, and everywhere with Tottenham for the next 3 months?
Well, I never wanted Tudor, so for me, I think we're already in deep shit with this guy. But if Tudor is the manager for Nottingham Forest, then I wouldn't sack him, because I think whoever you bring in after Forest, it's too late. You've missed the boat by a mile, so you might as well just let him see it out and pray to God. If we are going to sack him before Forest, like I said before, I want a manager that has an understanding of the Premier League. He feels what a London derby is. He feels what it means to go away to a Brighton who isn't great, but isn't to be underestimated. As we saw their performance against Arsenal the other night, they should have got something out of that game. I want a manager that understands this league, who also has got, ideally, and I'm being very idealistic, also has something for the club. Because I think now the situation we're in, we need someone that's going to really care about this club, but also understands the league. So if it was a Redknapp, I would have been okay with that. If it was a Sherwood and Redknapp combination, I would have been okay with that. I would have been all right with any of those managers. But now, Sean, I don't know if it's too late. And this is why I say Tudor's got to go now for me. If he's going to get another 2-3 million,
if we lose tomorrow night.
Well, I think they're going to give him the Liverpool game, Sean. And I just don't know.
Regardless of what they do, you would sack him tomorrow night after the football. What happens if we come away from tomorrow night with a 2-1 win or something?
Sure, we're not going to. In my opinion, I think we lose tomorrow. But I would have seriously got rid of him after that Arsenal game for many things that happened in that game. Not the loss, many things that happened. But for sure, the Crystal Palace game, that was the one that everyone looked at. So many fans said after that, before the Crystal Palace game, this is the one. And we capitulated. So by the fans' emotions and thoughts, he should have been gone off the Palace.
Okay, I mean, I think that I still think that 3 games is in. I don't think there's ever been a Premier League manager that's ever been sacked in 3 games ever. I can't imagine that. Tell me if I'm wrong. But after 1 game, you would have sacked Igor Tudor.
Sean, I saw so much wrong with that. So much wrong with that game. I literally came out of that game saying to myself, what is different compared to you and Frank? What is actually different other than we press a little bit more? We're just disorganized back. Sean,
1 game.
Sean, I saw nothing. I saw absolutely nothing from us in that game. Not even a little glimpse.
Of course. I think we have, none of us have seen anything in 3 games. I hear you, but you're going to give a guy 1 game.
Well, it doesn't matter what I thought then, because he's still here and it's got worse. So based on now, right, forget what I thought then, because we're here now. Here, it's worse. It's actually got worse. Players out of position, midfield given up in terms of the amount of space we give up, because he always goes with 2 in the middle. A back 3 when you haven't got the 3 centre backs to play it. Then pump, just blamming the ball long to strikers that are by themselves up against 2 centre backs. This Vicario not being dropped. These are the things I was hoping a new manager would look at and change. And he hasn't changed any of it. In fact, his changes are worse. So I think he should go.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you in terms of like what have we seen to be like to hang our hat on. I completely agree with you.
I think the players don't want to either, Sean. I think the players
after one game is like fucking chirping for a girl down the pub. You finally get a number. You arrange to go out on a date. You drive up to pick her up, and she's got like I don't know the wrong colour shoes on. So you just keep on driving. I think it's just a bit. How
did it work? How did it work the 2 games after keeping him then?
There you go. I'm with you on the analysis of his performance, but realistically, if you were like, if Tottenham Hotspur sacked a manager after 1 game, it would be the most.
They shouldn't have hired him, Sean. They shouldn't have hired him. They shouldn't.
That's a different conversation. We did hire him, and you're saying sack him after 1 game, and it's the toughest game. It's the best team in Europe.
Mate, and Frank lost 4-1 to them as well, and we blasted Frank for that. And Tudor came in and did the exact same shit. So for me, look, regardless of what I think, he's still here, and he's going to be the manager tomorrow night. I truly believe if this guy's the manager of Tottenham, going into the Forest game, we are getting relegated with him. If fans want Tottenham to stay up, he's got to go before Forest. If he's still the manager after Forest, then you've got to keep him because I think it's too late to bring another manager in. No manager comes in with 5 games left and is going to turn.
I think he'll go after Liverpool still. I think Liverpool, because the gap after Liverpool is what? 3, is it 2.5, 3 weeks nearly?
No, it's after Forest, Johnny. We've got after Liverpool.
Forest first, then you've got the
Sorry, after Forest, beg your pardon.
That's why he has to go before. That's why he can't be the manager for Forest for me.
Yeah, if
how long after Forest? It's 2 and a bit
3 weeks.
3 weeks. That's what I'm saying. So if he went at Forest and then you brought someone in, you've got 3 weeks to get someone in.
How many games will he have after Forest? 6?
7.
That's realistically, if he's going to get sacked, he's not going to get sacked tomorrow night.
No,
I don't think. And I think if you do sack him tomorrow night and you bring in someone for a Liverpool game, then you start the next manager off with an absolute shit show of a horrible first game.
Yeah,
so like you might as well give him Liverpool. Then you either make the decision and go and then sack him before Forest. But realistically,
go next.
Well, Forest is huge as well, isn't it?
Let's go before. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Well,
Forest is the decider for our season, guys. I've said it when people were saying Palace is the one. I was saying, do you know what? I think it's going to be Forest because that's actually a 6-pointer. It's a proper 6-pointer, that one. And my concern is if we lose to Liverpool, which I think we will, I've got a bad feeling that Forest will be above us going into the Spurs v Forest game, and they will be so highly charged and motivated for that game, and we are going to be on our knees. We are going to be crawling onto that pitch, and I fear it. I fear that Forest are going to school us in that game. They're going to have so much energy, motivation, and belief, and we're going to go in there completely broken, like busted beyond all
We're
belief.
going to be on the back foot anyway still because we lost 3-0 in their ground. We didn't even lay a glove on them.
I think Tudor was the wrong guy, man. He was the wrong guy.
So the way I look at the situation in the league, Liverpool, you're looking at it and you're thinking that's damage limitation, isn't it? Really, Forest, providing we don't lose, if you've got Udogie, Kudus, Bergvall coming back. Now, Kudus, when he played in the first 7...
They're not playing in the Forest game, Lubo. They're coming after Forest.
No. Correct. Udogie might be back for the Forest game or before Forest.
Bro, no players are coming back. They're going to have any major influence.
Before he breaks down again.
No player is coming back for the Forest game that's going to have a major influence in that game. The team as it is now...
Maybe Bergvall. And
by the way, if Tudor was smart, if he had anything about him, in his head, he would know that there's a 90% chance we lose at Anfield. Don't play Romero in that game because if he gets a yellow, he then misses Forest and Sunderland. He
needs 2 yellows. He needs 2
yellows before the 32nd game.
Is it definitely 2, not 1 more?
2 yellows before.
Okay, then I'd play him. Okay, I'll take that back because I was told it was 1. Okay, if it's 2 more, then I'd play him against Liverpool. Sorry, I thought it was 1 more. If it was 1 more, I wouldn't play him against Liverpool. But if it's 2, then yeah, you play him. You look at the form. You look at all the optics.
around our form this year, and you're looking at it, and logic tells you that we may not win another game this season, and we're going to go down, and we're going to be 5-6 points behind the club that's 17. But there's nothing logical about football. And maybe people will think I'm delusional, but I do think...
This is where if Sava was here, he'd be saying, I love your optimism, Lubo, but you're delusional, yeah.
Lubo, you do this every game, bro.
God bless you, Lubo. Someone's got to be positive, mate. I'll tell you what.
This is where I can't back him.
I appreciate hearing it, Lubo. I appreciate hearing it, mate, because I tell you what, the last week and a half, since the Arsenal game, first of all, I was sick, right? And then coming back, I've spoken to people on my channel. I'm like, guys, I might rebrand my channel to something else because I can't talk about Tottenham like this. It's just every day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours and hours of content. Every single channel that I watch, it's just so unbelievably pessimistic. And I get it. I totally get it. But it's just rinse and repeat of how bad we are and how awful it is. And it's so... Like, I try to be a positive person generally, but like surrounding yourself with Tottenham content, Tottenham energy right now, it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. But Lubo, I appreciate you trying to turn what is an absolute shit sandwich into. I know you can't polish a turd, right? But you can roll it in glitter. So well done, Lubo, for trying.
When we predicted the last 12 games, when we predicted the last 12 games, I might have been slightly optimistic with my 18
Slightly? You predicted 18 points.
18 points. Still, you predicted 12. Johnny and Sean predicted 15. So it looks like we're going to all be somewhat, a little bit way out. But I think we all thought that Tudor would come in and he'd know what he was doing. He'd play the right system. He put round posts into round holes.
But we didn't know. Listen, he
didn't. So
he was none of our choices, right? So let's put it out there.
It wasn't a choice. Nobody knew.
It was none of our choices. But what I said was, what choice have we got? Got to get behind the manager. That's it. I mean,
the thing
he's
is, Johnny,
fucked up game 1, game 2, and game 3. Every single game he's messed up. Every single one.
I wasn't taking for drug testing for the 18 points. Funny. But listen, Kudus comes back. We had our best. We got 14 points from the first 7 games, and when Kudus was bang on it. If he comes back and he's bang on it for the last 7, listen, football changes very quickly.
He was dribbling up his own backside towards the end before he got injured.
Well,
honestly.
Listen,
Kudus hasn't kicked the ball.
If we can get Kudus back and play 10 off the left-hand side where he can drive at players down the left. The reason why Kudus was so suppressed in the final few games, yes, he was overplayed, but also, as you said, Lubo, the other day, correctly, sorry to interrupt me, I'll let you finish now, but he was double marked or treble marked in games there. So,
you'll have Simmons in there. You got Solanke, who scored 5 from 8 starts. You also got Archie, who's got 3 GA. 3 GA in 4 games.
Tudor doesn't play Simmons. Tudor does not like Simmons.
He doesn't seem to like him. You're right. Yeah,
he doesn't like him.
He didn't seem to do very well the other night, did he? Without him, so
no, he didn't graft. And let me tell you, when he was called on, right, when he was called to come back to the bench, he walked back like fuck me. I can't be arsed to get on that pitch. His body language.
I think when Tudor says things like the boat's going in the right direction, they can either be on board the boat or not. I know it's a cringy thing to say.
I don't know if it's him.
He's alluding to the fact that certain players are not buying in. I think maybe one of the people that he's alluding to is Xavi Simmons.
Listen, Lubo, you were with me at Fulham. Well, at Fulham when he walked past. He didn't look happy. He didn't look happy when he came off. He didn't even
acknowledge the fans, did he, Johnny?
No, but listen, he's obviously unhappy. He's come from where he's like had adulation and pampered all his life at the clubs, and now he's arrived here. He's probably mad at his agent for putting him here.
Well, I mean, do you know what? He might, he scored 3 in 35 games. That's pathetic.
Yeah, he hasn't acclimated well, but I think genuinely like for the vast majority of the time he's been here, you've had Thomas Frank managing him that has been more scared. Let's not forget that Thomas Frank was entirely occupied And you could tell by the words that he spoke, right? Always listen to the words. When people tell you who they are, or when people show you who they are, listen to them. And when Thomas Frank said, when he was talking about Richarlison, why he rated Richarlison over, I think it was Mawani, I think he was comparing him to. He said, I love Richarlison. He works so hard off the ball. Which is a striker. And the first thing that comes out of his mouth in describing the adjectives of a striker was how hard he presses. He also said the same thing about 2 or 3 midfielders as well. His first thought was always, what are these? What can we? How can we stop the opposition? There was no real consideration around what he could do with the ball. And so, if you're Xavi Simons, who's a creator, and all you surround yourself with is that, I don't think it necessarily suits. That doesn't mean that I'm not taking the responsibility off the shoulders of Xavi Simons. You're paid a lot of money, figure it out, right? You have to get stuck in.
He should have shown more.
He should have shown more, but I do think he's walked into an environment that's toxic. I do think he's walked into a team that doesn't have the creativity that he needs or he's used to around him. And I think he's also walked into a managerial philosophy that was thinking, well, Xavi Simons, is a luxury that I'm not afforded to have. I can't really utilize right now.
Is he better at
Xavi Simons to work harder off the ball than I am on it?
Is he better in the German league and La Liga? Is the way his physicality and the way he plays better? There's no doubt he's got skill, he's got talent, but
he's
maybe
he's another Brian Hill, Johnny.
Technically, no, he's not.
Sorry, I think he's
better. You can't compare him to Brian Hill. Come on.
Xavi Simons is a good player that's been completely miscoached. The way we've coached him is bollocks. We've never ever got the best out of him because we've never set up the team to work to his best strengths. For me, Xavi Simons needs to be in the 10 role, but who's allowed to drop
not on the wing
next to another 10. I've said this all along. Go look at how RB played him. There was always 2 in that middle role that worked in unison. He's never done that, Spurs. He's always the solo act. And when he does get the ball, he travels forward. 9 times out of 10,
shouldn't be on the left wing, right? Shouldn't be on the left wing.
Johnny, the amount of times I've seen him break down the middle and there's no supporting play, and then we're expecting him to pull miracles out of nothing.
No, listen.
The only criticism that's fair is that physically he looks like he's lacking, but I think he needs a year for that.
He has improved physically. Physically, you can see his legs. And he's not so easily knocked off the ball as he was at the first half of the season. But he does need players around him. And we said this before, if you had someone like Kudus who was making runs and creating some space for him, but there's no space and there's no runs. No one's making those runs. But he hasn't. Look, all that said and done, he's a better player than what we've seen. I think we can agree on that. But there's no one that's performed. I don't think anyone has performed to their best ability. Right. I mean, Conor Gallagher. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
he hasn't settled in at all.
Another one.
And people that were defending that signing, I think everyone was a little bit surprised by it. But those people that were saying actually he's a good signing, or not a good signing,
he'd do better than this.
I think people that were looking for the rationale for why we went after him were going into the realms of, well, he's a leader. He's someone that's going to step up, stand up, be counted, and and fight, because we don't have any of that in the team. He hasn't really shown any of that, has he? Apart from one game, I think was it the Man City game that was pretty good.
He's not what we needed. We needed goal scorers and we needed creators. That's what we needed.
No, he isn't still. But what you need are fighters now. You need people with a never give up attitude.
Not sticking their head down.
Gallagher's not fighting.
Gallagher will be one of those players that will lead from the front. When is he going to do that?
No,
I'm saying I think you'll see that in the next 9 games.
Yeah, it's a weird one because everyone knows that he's a good player. Right? Everyone knows. Yeah. Everyone remembers the Crystal Palace version. Everyone remembers the Chelsea version of him. He's a good player, but sometimes you just put good players into bad environments, and you see just like a shitty version.
It's infectious.
We have at Tottenham.
It's walked into a shit show.
Lubo, why is Conor? 1 minute. Why is Conor Gallagher, in your opinion? Because it's what you've just said. Why is Conor Gallagher now going to put up the fight for the last 9 games when he hasn't up to now? Why now is he going to do it?
Listen, I think in terms of form, I don't think there's anything been wrong, particularly with his attitude and mentality. I think he's been thrown into a dysfunctional side. He's been no better and no worse than most of them, to be fair.
Yeah, but you just said he's going to put up the fight as of now. Why now?
No. I can only talk about we've got 9 games left. We need to have players that are going to fight and graft for the badge.
Yeah, but you said he's going to fight as of this.
No.
Why now?
I'm only talking about going forwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Why now is he going to start doing it when he hasn't done it till now?
I think he has been. I just don't think he's been playing to his level of ability. But then
who has been good? Now, guys,
can I ask you guys a question, right?
I think Gallagher's been terrible so far. Guys.
Who has been good?
Gallagher has been terrible, right? Xavi Simons has been terrible. Like the vast majority of the players in our squad are better players than the version of themselves that they're showing in the last 10, 12, 15 games, whatever. Okay? Yeah. So obviously, I think we can all agree. You know, I think there's a famous quote about this, right? If you pour a glass of water from your house, it's free. If you go to the local 7-Eleven, it costs you 50 cents. If you buy it in the gym, it will cost you $2. You buy it on a plane, it will cost you $10. You buy it in a nice hotel, it costs you $15. Whatever, right? It's not the product itself hasn't changed. It's the environment in which the value is derived, right? And so the kind of takeaway from that is like if you don't feel valued where you are, change your environment, and you might change your value. And I think that's the case with Tottenham Hotspur right now. The players that we have are better, more capable than they are showing, but they currently surround themselves in a horrendous, toxic environment. I think we can all agree that it's probably not fun to be at the Tottenham training ground right now. They're staring down the barrel of relegation. There's injuries. There's no one coming back. They don't trust the manager. They're probably fighting and squabbling with each other in all sorts of ways, and the fans hate them. And it's just one constant.
Sean, do you know what? I don't buy this. Do you know why I don't buy it?
Just let me finish my point quickly. If you will at least get on board, you might disagree with the overall sentiment, but the general idea is that I'm trying to get across is that if it's a fucking shit show, we've all been in environments, whether at work or in parties, or in a pub where the atmosphere changes and it feels like it's going to be a fight that kicks off. You don't want to be there. Tottenham do need to find a way to 10 points or 8 points or whatever before the end of the season. Now, momentum builds momentum, confidence breeds confidence, Johnny. Right, but how do you get that catalyst? How do you get that little fucking spark that can set the blaze? Well, get us going. When everything around you feels fucking shit, and you're looking at all your mates, and no one's up for the fight. How do you get that first victory that can manifest into what Lubo says, that everything changes?
That's the secret question, isn't it? We've lost 36 league games since the start of last season. 36 league games alone. Forget all the other stuff. 36 league games. I mean, I've never known anything like it. This wasn't a surprise.
So how do you
nothing has changed.
Victory? How do you get that one victory? Is it going out for a lads' night out and say, forget about football for 5
minutes? They've done that. They've gone out
the
for
manager.
A meal. They've gone out for a meal. No one has changed it. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. We've got the same excuses. We're all waiting for that one catalyst, that one game, that one moment that changes everything. Palace, we thought it was that goal. You know, we thought, finally, right? There was a big, expel of air when that goal went in against Palace. It lasted 2 seconds. And then, he pulled the plug. There's been nothing. There's been no catalyst. We haven't seen anything. It's just got worse and worse and worse. And this guy's come in. He's got no coach. He's never managed in this league. He doesn't know half of the players. The guy's up against, he's running against the wind. He's running through treacle at the moment. He hasn't got his sidekick. He doesn't know any of the players, and he's never managed the Premier League. Who in their right mind thought that this would be a right signing? I don't get it. I still don't get it.
Is the solution bringing in a manager that can change the energy? Because Igor Tudor seems to be a disciplinarian, right?
Too late.
He seems to be a guy that says, get on board my fucking method or fuck off. That's what he did at Marseille, right? He had when he got brought into Marseille still, he had 5 people that were kicked out of the training ground.
Yeah, but Lubo,
because they all had a problem with him.
Yeah, but Sean, I said at the time, everyone's getting excited because he's going to put a rocket up their backside and he's going to get into them. And I remember saying, we don't need that. These players don't need that.
What do they need then?
They needed a manager that was going to lie to them and say to them, you should be playing in the World Cup in the summer. You're a top player. You're much better than what I've been seeing.
A motivator.
Someone that was going to tell them that they're better than what the world has told them, because the whole world has told them you're all shit. For a whole year, you're shit. They needed someone to come in and just lie to them and say to them, you're better than what you want. And this conversation about Conor Gallagher being in a shit environment, I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept that, because I tell you what, Archie Gray's in the shit environment and he's fighting for the last 3 games. He is fighting. So if he can do it and he's 19, why aren't the other players fighting in this shit environment? Archie Gray's doing it. Why is he doing it? So I don't buy this Conor Gallagher's in a shit environment.
Is it not a reality, though? That have you never been in an office environment, Stel, where not only do you hate your manager, Drew said it on my channel yesterday. I think it was a really salient point. It's like, we've all been in office, we've all been in work, in jobs where you hate your manager, but not only do you hate your manager, but the company's fucking shit as well. Like, everything about the company feels like...
Yeah, I was the one that instigated that conversation. Yeah, like, this is why I don't blame... I don't blame players for the situation we're in. I don't blame them, because I think the culture, the working environment isn't getting the best out of them because they're demotivated. However, what I can't accept, I can accept us being shit at the back. I can accept us being shit up front. I can accept us being poor in the midfield. There's so much I can accept. What I can't accept is that we're not even trying to stay up. We're not even trying to stay in the Premier League.
Who are you talking about? The players or the man? What are you talking about? The players,
the team, Johnny. They're not even trying to stay in the Premier League. Like, how often do we say West Ham are trying to stay up? Forest are fighting.
And Leeds.
We are not trying to stay up. Whereas listen, and I've criticised the hell out of him, and I still don't think he's anything special. But Archie Gray is putting up the fight, so I expect the players,
especially v Palace. Against Palace, he was.
If a player makes a mistake, if a player mispasses a ball, if a player doesn't hit the target, if a player doesn't get his tackle right, I can understand why you as a collective are performing poorly on a technical and decision-making basis, because I really have not respected the coaching at this club for some time. So I get why this is happening. And also, I think they feel let down by that transfer window. I think the players really feel let down by it. Having said that,
didn't Porro come out and say something about that this week as well?
Romero called it out. Remember, we had a big argument over it.
Yeah, he had a big argument. Do you not think they should show some of the energy still?
But to not fight. But Johnny, to not fight. That's beyond technical ability.
They got fight still. What they do is they fight the fans. They fight the fans. They're ready to come over at Brentford and start fighting with the fans, or Porro come over, or Mickey van der Ven come over, or some of the other incidents that have taken place in the last 18 months where they've chosen to out the fans. Well, maybe understand why the fans want to see some passion on the fans. Stop offering fans out who are paying fortunes traveling up and down the country to see that shit. And when you don't perform, stop running over and start pointing the finger like, how dare you speak to me like that? You're paid fortunes. You're idolized. You're put on a pedestal. Buckle up and fucking man up and turn up at a football game. Listen, if we got beat against Crystal Palace, but we showed some sort of fight, we trudged off at half time looking like a team that was broken. As soon as the first goal went in, where was the fight? 10 men behind the ball. Like, let's defend this with our lives. And you didn't see it. We just capitulated. It was embarrassing.
Johnny, do you know what though? I honestly don't believe these players like the way they've been set up. And I honestly believe these players, the way we've been coached, the lack of possession coaching that I have watched this team, I can tell that the possession drills, the passing and moving practices, and the way we move that ball, and the way players are supposed to move, so that there are options for the player on the ball to then release to. I can see that has been drastically reduced from last season, and I honestly believe the players don't enjoy it. I don't think they like the football they've been told to play, and the culture of this club, from transfers to coaching to changing managers to injuries, you name it. I get why the players are playing badly. I get it. I totally understand it. But what I can't understand is the work rate. And I say it again, Archie Gray is working his fucking socks off, and the other players, they're not even working. They're not working, man. It's like we're walking. We're not even trying to stay up.
It's just an embarrassing that an 18, 19-year-old was the one leading by example.
Is that okay though, guys?
Palace. Pardon?
Let me ask you guys this. I'll start with you. Sorry, Johnny. I'll bring you in
That's
second. Lubo hasn't said anything for a while. I see people in the chat desperate to hear Lubo's dulcet tones. So mellifluous tones.
7-point Archie Gray manifesto.
Is it reasonable, Lubo, to sit there? I know Stel wants to sort of pivot the conversation. We got still got to talk about Madrid, but I think we do want to talk about the sort of ownership. So we can do that here. But just quickly before we get into that specific part, is it also like on the players? Like, how much time do the players spend hanging around with anybody at the football club other than the playing staff and the coaching staff? How much exposure do they really have day in, day out to the shit show decision making, the not knowing where your left hand and right hand is going, all that sort of thing, right? And so, like, at what point do we sit there and say, look, it's your job to do something as well, right? There's nothing that the club can do right now apart from changing the manager one last roll of the dice. There really isn't anything that Johan Lang or Vinay or anybody else can do. You are well-paid professionals, and to Stel's point and to your point, Archie Gray is stepping up and standing up and being counted for, but the other players aren't. And these guys are very well-paid players. They are professionals. They've been around the block a few times. They're nowhere near as bad as the performances suggest they are. I know that there's injuries, but all of that notwithstanding, like, shouldn't we be expecting more from the players than what we're seeing? And that, like, two things can be true at the same time. You can have a lot of resentment towards the ownership in the last 2 years, 3 years, 6 years, however long you go back. But there's also just some accountability in the pizza pie of blame where the players need to actually do more than they're doing.
Listen, everyone knows how I feel about everything that's gone on for the last quarter of a century, but these players are very well paid, and they have got to go out there and they've got to give 100%. If the coaching's bad, if they're being put in the wrong system, okay, I think people aren't stupid. They understand that, they can see it. But I think the one given that you've got to get from a player is 100% commitment. That's what fans demand. That's what fans deserve. You know, fans put their money into the club. You know, there's no half-hearted being a fan at any club. Fans are committed and they deserve to see their players give 100%. If you're beaten by the better team, that's one thing. You come off the pitch, if all your players have given everything, then okay, you can't, you know, sometimes other players are better. Sometimes you might get a refereeing decision against you. There can be any number of variables during a match. But the one constant is that every player has to give 100%. And for me, our players, a lot of our players have been stealing a living this year. I think it's just outrageous. You know, you look at the leadership group. I mean, Romero at Old Trafford, Van der Ven last week, just disgraceful. These are captains. These are guys that are that have got the captain's armband, and they're making decisions like that. Grow up, guys, you know, and grow some balls and get out there and start showing that you care.
Lubo, the whole concept of a leadership group is absolute bullshit to me. I don't understand why we need a leadership group. I've never understood this. I've never understood this whole leadership concept.
I know.
One guy's the captain.
You've got a captain, you've got a vice captain.
The captain leads by example, and the manager tells everyone this is how it goes, and the coach supports the manager to deliver that identity. Because Sean Mills.
Listen, guys, you play me, you get goals. You play me, you get goals.
Stop the pigeon. Stop the pigeon. Stop the pigeon.
Leadership group. Why do we have a leadership group?
We got no leaders. It's embarrassing.
Why have we got a leadership group?
No leaders on the pitch, and we got a leaders group. I mean, it's embarrassing. We got 4 leaders in the leaders group. They're either getting sent off or they don't turn up. Vicario, fucking useless, right? Cuti Romero more times absent than he's actually on the pitch. And Mickey van der Ven comes on. He comes out of a tunnel in a huff and gets sent off. That's embarrassing.
Okay. I'll be back. I'll be back soon.
If we don't sack Tudor, guys, we're down. If we don't sack Tudor ASAP, this club is getting relegated. You can bring back Kudus, you can bring back Jed Spence, you can bring them all back. This team is getting relegated with Tudor.
So I'm just saying. So who is your selector that we can just jettison in realistically? So would you go Harry and
I think
Sherwood?
it has to be Harry and Sherwood, or Harry and a Defoe, or it has to be Harry on his own. For me, it's not quite. He needs someone with him.
Well, he
Harry
doesn't.
needs
He's not a
someone with him.
coach. Harry's a motivator. He never took training. He never took training. And
Joe
Defoe hasn't
Jordan?
got his badges. Huh?
Mate, Joe Jordan. Listen,
Joe
whoever,
Jordan. Well, he'd
he
have
needs
to. How
someone.
old's Joe Jordan? 90? How old is he? He must be in his 80s.
Do you know
wouldn't
what, right?
stand for any shit, would he?
There's something to say. If you bring back Redknapp and Hoddle, every kid always loves granddad, right? If they come with that granddad approach, always, I'll look after you lot. That might be what our players need. They might just need granddad, right? Because I
think Hoddle's more realistic. When was the last time Hoddle managed?
Well, this is, but you know what, Lou, Johnny, I think it's beyond actually setting up the team in formations. I think it's literally Porro, you're right back, you're playing right back. Gallagher, you play in the middle, you're going to play middle.
Well, where they should be playing, you mean?
Correct, and just let them play where they're supposed to play. Let's not get crazy about 3-5-2s and 4. No, don't worry about all that. Just play them where they're supposed to play, and it's the way you speak to them. And I think Redknapp and Hoddle will just say what needs to be said. And that's the best hope I think we've got. And that's no guarantee we'll stay up if we change it with them. But I think that's the best hope we've got. I don't think this hard-nosed, militant, rocket up their arse approach.
We'll get the band back together. We'll get Crouchy. We'll get Crouchy. We'll get Nico Crenshaw. Yeah, it'll be fantastic. Be absolutely splendid. Absolutely fantastic. Top player he was. Old Jermaine. Bring in Jermaine Defoe. And give me half a bar, Daniel, or whoever it is who's now running the club, and I'll keep him up. I might be 80, but I've still got my wits about me. I know a player. And,
Harry,
you're absolutely fantastic.
Harry, I've got a question for you.
Absolutely,
Harry, I've got a question for you.
Stel, yes, Stel. What do you want to ask me, Stel? Yes, Stel.
I'd just like to know, if you come back to Spurs, would you bring your son back as well?
Oh, Jamie, yeah, we'll bring Jamie in. We'll get Jamie round the birds. Make sure Donna Cullen stays away. And we'll get the boys back. We'll get Nico, get Crouchy, and we'll stay up. Lovely jubbly, get a couple of deals going on. It'll be absolutely fantastic. Great to see everyone, by the way.
That's too good. That is too good. That is too good.
That's the best one.
That was class.
You've got to be Harry from now on. Harry Butler.
Yeah, fantastic. So Lubo, by the way, mate, I just want to say your 7-point manifesto, Lubo, absolutely fantastic, Lubo, fantastic. Well done. Never heard such bollocks in my life, but absolutely love it, mate. From one old man to another, absolutely fantastic.
Delighted you like it, Harry. Delighted.
Fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely terrific.
We want you back for next season with Poch.
I'm waiting for the phone call, Sandra. I'll get Sandra to make the old the baked potatoes or whatever it is that we do on the side business. Just waiting to get out of the jungle before we go to the jungle. One last dance in the Premier League. Absolutely terrific. Absolutely fantastic. Sandra. Turn on the car. We got to get to Tottenham straight away. They need me. Absolutely terrific.
There we are, live from Cheltenham.
Yeah, it can't go now. It's Cheltenham. Cheltenham's coming.
Oh, yeah, Cheltenham, of course. So don't forget about the Cheltenham Gold Cup on Thursday, Friday. I think it is 3:00. Absolutely fantastic. I've got a couple of horses running. If they come in, I might not need Daniel Levy to pay me the wages. It's all good, though. I'll come in and say Tottenham. We'll bring Jamie back, and it'll be absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific. Anyway, I'll pass back to Stel for a second.
Do you know, this is the future of YouTube, isn't it? This is the future of content creation.
Yeah.
We're all going to be doing it. 2 years, we're all going to be doing this. I can see it. I can see it in 2 years.
Have you got your Poch? Can we have a word with Poch?
Yes, I had Poch a minute ago. Where is he? There he is.
We're all going to be coming on. One of you will be Harry. Someone will be Frank.
Oh yeah, there is.
I'll be Ange. Lubo
Take
will
the
be
cap off.
Archie Gray. Lubo will come on as Archie Gray.
My Tottenham is absolutely fantastic. they want me back. They want me back. I want you back for good. Absolutely, Tottenham, fantastic. I can't do the accent just now. So
no, this one's not good, Sean.
No, I have to work on it. I haven't done Pochettino. I don't have a fucking Spanish accent.
Harry Redknapp, you smashed it.
We got one more. We got one more for you. One more for you. You know where we're gonna go.
We do Brennan.
Talk about your lucky lemons. Your bowl of lemons.
It's Brennan.
What about Brennan?
It's fucking amazing, isn't it? Like proper. Absolutely. I don't know where he's got a fucking Welsh accent. I don't know what his accent's like, to be honest. I never heard him speak. Absolutely. Rat-a-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Where's that Bonnie Blue? I go through her like a house of fire. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm fucking Bonnie Blue. I've got one more for you.
Has he got Bonnie Blue? Has he actually got?
I hope not. I hope he doesn't come on as Bonnie Blue. I might leave the show if he does. If he comes on as Bonnie Blue, I'll tell you.
Bonnie Blue.
Fucking hell. What's the other one? Lily? Is it Lily something? Lily whatever.
Lily No, Lily. Oh, I don't know
Phillips.
what her name
Lily
is.
Phillips, is it? Lily, I don't know.
How did you know that, Lubo?
Hey, this club.
Yeah.
This club. 26 years and these owners, the same thing. The same thing. Nothing changed. These owners. They didn't phone Antonio. They go with Igor Tudor instead. They went with Igor Tudor instead. Vaffanculo. Absolutely sensationale.
Say you can change the manager, but nothing changed. Trust me.
You can change the manager, but nothing changed. Trust me, guys. Trust me. No change the manager. 25 years.
20 years with this owner.
20 years.
20 years with this owner.
Antonio.
Hey, you got to this club.
This club.
Antonio.
Have you got a Vinay? Have you got a Vinay? No Vinay yet.
I'm scared about doing Sonny. I've got Sonny's face. I haven't got Vinay. I'm scared about doing it.
Not to do Vinay's face and accent.
Don't do Sonny or Vinay. Don't do Sonny or Vinay.
I'll get cancelled when I get.
I've got bad feelings about this.
Yeah. We'll save it for Football Inc, Johnny. We'll save it for Football Inc. We don't care about getting cancelled.
or Rabbit Hole. Save it for Rabbit Hole.
I've got Epstein ready to go.
No, you know what? You should come on as Donald Trump.
Oh my God, you're getting cancelled, mate. You're getting
cancelled as Donald Trump. Hey,
mate, he's got
sit there as Donald Trump.
He's got Epstein.
I got Trump. It's fine.
He's got Prince Andrew.
Put Trump on. Put Trump on. Right? You're going to make a bid for the club.
That's right.
Where's Donald Trump?
We want to hear, Sean. We want to hear what Trump thinks about Poch leaving the USA job and coming to Tottenham.
It's going to make America. He's going to make Tottenham great again. Take the hat off.
Yeah, hang on a second.
You need the wig.
How many wigs has he got? This guy's just got like a wig.
Quite honestly, I don't think you guys are ready for me right now. Over at that Tottenham Hotspur, they think that they can just come. They really think. I mean, quite honestly, I never see anything like it. They think they can just come in and take our guy. Did you see what we did in Venezuela? Have you seen what we've done in Iran? We're quite happy to go into Tottenham Hotspur and do exactly the same thing. You're not taking our manager, Tottenham. You're not taking our manager. No. I've got a video for it.
Donald, if Poch comes to Spurs,
No.
Donald, if Poch comes to Spurs, are you going to put tariffs on our fans?
Oh, I have 110% tariffs straight off the bat. Maybe 200%. I've got a better Trump. He doesn't smile, and this one's too smiley. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Let's get back to this.
How about the game? How about the game tomorrow that I've come out for? Madrid.
Let's talk about it.
We've also got super chats we haven't done in an hour and a half.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I got too distracted. Let's do the super chat. Sorry, everybody. It's new toys. Big up to Tudini. Absolutely sensational. Always here, always supporting. Big up to you, my man. Where's the man? The choo-choo to you. Choo, my man. Thank you very much, Dini. Really appreciate you, buddy. Always here. Roy Viking, member for 7 months, says, Stelios, you said we get the answer after the Palace game. I was 100% in agreement, and the answer did come, to be fair. Tonight, he's claiming he knew the answer after one game. Stel?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I wanted him gone after Arsenal. Absolutely.
You had the answer before we even signed him.
That too. It's true. It's all true.
Right, honestly, I think it's absolutely true. Big up to Adam Gill. He says, how we scout players, the injuries will get worse in the Championship. Every team's cup final as well. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, Adam. If we do go down, every single team next year will be playing out of their mind against Tottenham because it's the biggest game, isn't it?
Yeah.
He says, League One more likely than instant return if we drop.
As long as it takes. As long as it takes.
Delegation.
Yeah.
Delegation.
Yeah. Stephen J. Cam, big up to you, mate. Says, great show. The players need to own this situation now. If individual players can't give 100% for the badge, they need to be weeded out and sent packing. Yeah, we can't send anyone packing anywhere though until the summer. You know, it's interesting. There's a lot. Like, I think everybody seems to have turned their backs on Mickey van der Ven and Romero. Isn't it? It's amazing how quickly time goes. Like, because both of them haven't really been showing up to work, or at least putting in the effort.
But they did attack the fans as well, Sean.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's true. But they're probably two of our best, or at least most desirable players. Most desirable. Would you argue they're two of our most desirable players?
I mean, listen. Listen. Like, our two players that are performing the best right now are probably Vuskovic and Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore had another fantastic 70 minutes against Celtic. He absolutely dominated the game. But would they want to come back to this shit show in the Championship? I don't think so. Why would they?
I think Mikey Moore would, Johnny, but I don't think Vuskovic would.
I'm not 100%. Listen, he only played 70 minutes because he turned his ankle and hadn't trained all week. So it was touch and go whether he'd even play. So, you know, to do 70 minutes. But he dominated that game. He took every free kick, every corner. He was crossing the ball in. The finishing, though, was just... Celtic had one shot, I think, the entire game, and one on penalties.
I think academy players have got a genuine affinity for the club, whereas players we sign in, like a Vuskovic at 16, 17, they don't quite have that affinity. Whereas a Mikey Moore, he will have something for the club.
But you know what? He came in for that one game, Vuskovic, and he scored against Reading. Sean and I were there, and even then you could see he had something about him. He's just, I don't know.
No, mate. Listen, I'm not disagreeing on ability. I just feel that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think he'll want to come back.
If Barcelona come in for him, I think he'll do everything he can to go there. I think he'll do everything he can to engineer.
Can they pay the money?
I don't know.
Yang? What about Yang? Do we speak about Yang just then?
Never seen him play. Joel.
I think Phillips will play.
Never seen him kick a ball.
I think Phillips will play.
Is he not playing at Coventry? Is he playing at Coventry right now? Where is he? Is it Coventry? Is that?
Yeah.
Was it QPR? Wasn't it QPR?
He went
to Coventry. I don't think he's hardly had any minutes. I think Phillips could play in Championship in our squad if we were in the Championship. I definitely would bring him back in.
What about the striker? What's his name that was at West Brom?
Will Lancashire.
Yeah,
Will Lancashire.
He's been terrible.
Oxford.
He's been
Oxford
terrible.
now, is he? Yeah.
Well, I mean, he scored again at the weekend.
I mean, it's really fucking terrifying. What we're
I mean, are we going to be there with Jamie Donnelly, Lancashire, and
Alfie Devine?
Definitely 100%.
Jamie Donnelly, 100% gets to go.
If
you might get your wish, mate. You might get your wish. He didn't get to play for Stoke, but he gets to play for Tottenham.
Listen to me. If we get a coach like the man from Bodo Glimt, right? If we bring someone like that in, that ilk for us, 100% Alfie Devine will be someone that I would love to see under a manager like that. And Alfie Devine, I think, the boy's got ability. He's like Mikey Moore. He's never really had a crack at Tottenham.
Fair enough. And LDN and London says we need an insider before a home game to upload a video of the stadium monitors with a montage, Running Man style. Enoch are lying to you. Running Man style. Enoch are lying to you. I'm not sure what Running Man style means. Is that a song?
Isn't that a movie, Running Man?
Is that what? Sorry.
Isn't Running Man a movie with
Yeah, I think it is with Arnie Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Get on! Get on! I've got to get Arnie Schwarzenegger on this. You're going down! Get to the chopper. Big up to you, and thank you, mate. Coy's Whole Spurs has put in a £5 super sticker. Big up to you, mate. Very generous as well. Very cool for a super
We'll be
sticker.
going up there next season, won't we?
That's a hole. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you up there.
See you up there, buddy. See you up there, mate. Thank you very much. Simon Gibbs has also put in a £5 super chat. He didn't say anything, so we'll call it a sticker, and we'll say choo-choo to you, Simon. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate you, my man. And Destiny's back in the gaff. Big up to you, Destiny. You says, is Johnny in Madrid with the wife or girlfriend? No, he's not. He's with his son, right?
I'm with my son. In fact, I'll bring him in for the Madrid section. He can join us for the Madrid section, if that's okay.
We'll say Madrid for the last 10 minutes. Sorry, Estelle, I know you wanted to go after me tonight, but we've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes about other things. I will give you a chance.
We can do it on Thursday.
Oh, okay then. If you want to, fair enough. So then, let's talk about Madrid then, shall we? Let's talk about Madrid. The initial title of this show was going to be: is the game a distraction, a headache, or is it something that is a nice distraction, a way to potentially, get some, get our form back together? Let's be honest. I know that Atletico Madrid are a tougher prospect than basically everybody that we played in Europe in the last 2 seasons, with the exception of PSG twice, but we do have a very, very strong record in Europe, Johnny. So I'll come to you, Matt, this one. I'll start with you, mate. And if Brandon wants to come in, mate. Hi, Brandon. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
This is my boy. There you go. You move into the camera. He can start with what he thoughts about, what you think.
Brandon, what are you saying about the game tomorrow night, mate? How do you see it? Is it a headache? Is it a nice distraction? How do you foresee the game going as well, mate?
Well, first of all, I had to answer a call from reception as we had a noise complaint from the debacle earlier over what was that about Igor Tudor. Yeah, so
did you actually?
I'm only joking. It was very loud. I don't think we realised how loud. But I'm looking forward to it. I believe I have more confidence that of us winning the game against Atletico and going through than I do of us actually staying up, which sounds ridiculous. But in Europe, a lot of our players seem to suit European football better. Players like Xavi Simons, who isn't as physical, and other players that we've got that aren't Premier League proven players that we've signed, and they seem to work in Europe. And I have some confidence that we're going to get a result. I believe that Fulham were a better team than Atletico Madrid. I don't actually think Atletico Madrid are that great. Obviously, we're not that great, but I think we could get a result.
Do you? How do you expect, or how would you like to see Tottenham step up tomorrow? Obviously, Van der Ven's back, Romero's back. Well, sorry, Van der Ven's not back. Van der Ven can play obviously before his ban. Romero should be back. We've got Danso. I don't know if Dragusin Brandon is back or not. I don't know the extent of his injury. Is it finally a chance to see Pedro Porro playing where Pedro Porro was supposed to be playing the whole time as a right wing back? Is it, how do you want to see us go about the left wing back situation? Do you stick with Sousa? Square peg, square holes? How do you want to see us?
Sousa, I don't think Sousa can play. I don't think he's registered.
No, he's not.
So I'd probably.
Course, sorry, you're right.
It might be controversial, but I maybe would play Van der Ven on the left and then have Danso and Romero, and then Porro as the right back.
Oh, in the back four.
Yeah. I don't really understand. I don't really know who else you could do Archie Gray, but he doesn't look very comfortable playing in that position. I think I'd feel more comfortable having Van der Ven, and I think Danso's been really good when he's come in for us. I think it's gone under the radar because we're having such a awful season that I would be more than comfortable with it being Danso, Romero, and then Van der Ven as a left back.
Did Spence travel? Did Jed Spence travel or not?
Yes, he did, I think.
Right.
And,
so
if as well.
So if Jed travelled, the likelihood is in that case, I would go Jed Spence, Porro, and then a back three of Danso, Mickey van der Ven, and Cuti Romero.
Yeah.
It will be nice to see Romero play. If you're going to play a back three, like Tudor wants to play, Johnny, you need to have someone who can pass the ball from the back, right? And we haven't had that in the last 4 games.
And
right?
Cuti,
so it will be nice to see Cuti Romero back being able to pass the ball out the back, yeah?
This will be the first time that we will see the back three as we maybe dreamt it of being.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when was the last time we could have fielded a back three of Cuti Romero, Mickey van der Ven, and Danso? With Porro and, well, not really a left back. I don't remember. So Xavi Simons in the 10?
Yeah, no, you've got to play him.
Yeah,
that's his.
He has to be Xavi in the 10. But for me,
and who's in the midfield then? Who would you play in the midfield too?
Sarr.
Well, it's got to be Conor Gallagher, isn't it? Really?
So Palhinha gets a rest.
Paulinho, Conor Gallagher, and Simmons.
Yeah.
Sarr's for some. I'm not sure why, but I felt like Sarr's looked a lot better coming off the bench recently, and the games that he's started, he's gone a bit missing. So if you had him as an option off the bench, that's not too bad either.
Yeah, Scott, we got listen. I think for me, Mawani. I mean, yeah, he's been turning up in Europe, but I just don't think that. I just don't think he's shown enough heart. I mean, he was embarrassing in that Crystal Palace game, and seeing Richie was absolutely chomping at the bit to get on. I'd be starting Richie over Mawani and put Mawani on the bench, but we shall see. Well, I mean, that would be for me. But look, I'm sort of in an agreement with Brandon in the sense that these players are going to turn up tomorrow night. Is it for us, for the club? No. This is about them. So this is about them turning up for themselves to get a move, to put themselves in the shop window, I believe.
If we qualify, Johnny, if we qualify, is it another headache? Like the next 2 games against Barcelona or Newcastle, you know, we're not going to win the tournament, are we? So
no.
At what point does like the additional money, the revenue thing, is that a factor? You know,
I think the club. I think this club very much about the revenue. Sean, always have been.
I know the club will want us to go through. Of course they will. But I mean, in terms of fans, you guys have travelled out there. Lubo's travelling out there tomorrow. Do you guys want to see Tottenham, perform and play well and get the result, or do you?
Do you know what?
You get something.
Do you know what I think, Sean? I think a win tomorrow could be the catalyst. We talked about what will be the spark. What could possibly be the spark to get the season going? And a win tomorrow night or a result, a draw away from home at Atletico Madrid could actually be the confidence boost that they need to put them together to actually drive us forward to the game against Liverpool. You never know. It's got to come from somewhere. Yeah. And if it's going to come from anywhere, maybe it will come tomorrow night. We all know one thing, though. We know one person that's going to be scoring tomorrow night.
Oh, Ademola Lookman. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, written in the stars. Luke, I'll come to you, mate. Same sort of question, mate. Well, you're going as well. Long way to go. Big up to you. Early morning, early start flight. Do you want to see a performance, or do you not care? Or what's your overall thoughts on it?
No, I want Spurs to play well and win every game I go and watch them. That's what being a fan is. That's what being a fan's about. So for me, I want to. Listen, these players turn up for the Champions League, and Johnny said something a few days ago. That these players may well think they're going to be in the shop, the shop window for next season, and they'll be giving everything. I fully expect a performance. God knows, 100 times better than the crap I've been watching since Christmas. So
overall, though, so I appreciate that you're going there. So you want to see Tottenham win. If we do end up being on the wrong side of an outcome that essentially makes the home leg a dead rubber, is it the end of the world? Do you think that getting out of the Champions League does that give us a better chance of staying up, or does having the added distraction of a Barcelona or Newcastle quarterfinal prove to be another motivator? And that sort of, there's 2 ways you can look at it, can't you? It's more motivation to keep your head up, keep playing, keep fighting, and all of those things. So how do you view the overall leg?
Listen, we haven't won a game for 6 weeks, is it? Since
December,
no,
isn't it?
Since Frankfurt, we haven't won a game.
Sorry, yeah.
We've won the 2 games in the Champions League, and that's been it. So
Yeah.
for me, heads are down. They're losing every week. What we got? 5 on the spin, is it? So
6
for me, if Spurs could, by some, I mean, I don't give us much chance, to be honest with you, and I fully expect maybe a 2-goal defeat at least tomorrow. But if by any chance we do get through, then for me that lifts the whole club, doesn't it? And winning is, you can never turn around and say winning is a bad thing. Losing is a bad thing. So for me, I'd take the extra 2 games. It'd be lovely to go to the new camp. It was brilliant last time I was there. That was a year we got to Madrid. Love to go to the new stadium. And for me, it's all about winning. For me, every game is about winning. I don't care. How bad we are. I go there hoping we're going to win.
Should I be playing tomorrow night, Lubo? Should I be playing tomorrow night, or should he be Mawani?
Yeah, no question about it. No question about it.
Yeah. Are we seeing it? Are we seeing seeing a Richie reprieve? Chance for Richie?
No one can stop the pigeon. He's on fire, mate. He's ready.
Yeah. What's your starting 11 then, Lubo? Before I come to Stel.
Starting 11 tomorrow. Well, he's going to play 3. He's going to play a back 3, isn't he? Because that's what he does. So he'll start with Danso, Romero, and Van der Ven. He'll play Porro and Spence. I think wing backs. He'll start with Paulinho and Gallagher and Gray possibly, and play Simmons just behind Solanke. That's how I see him. That's the team I think he will start with.
Okay.
And he'll just when you're on the back foot, he'll bring the 2 wing backs back and he'll play 5 there. He'll play the 3 and then play 1-1. And I think it'll be a defensive rear guard. If we do better than a 2 or 3 goal defeat, I'll be delighted.
Wow.
I'll be delighted because
really?
There's the positivity that's been missing.
Hang about. I want to get up Atletico Madrid's last game. Let's have a look at who their last team was.
They lost, but they got to the final of Copa del Rey.
Yeah, they beat Barcelona comfortably. Let's have a look at their game against Real Sociedad.
Then they lost to them 3-0.
Oh, Stel, you've got something you want to show us. What's this? Oh, there you go, Stel. I'll let you talk us through this. What's this, Stel? Go on.
When I saw this, right, and Simeone absolutely taking the piss out of us. When I saw this, I thought, he said, we're not the favourites versus Spurs. Remember, Tottenham came 4th in the league phase. We had to come through the playoffs. It's clear that we are not the favourites. And he was laughing as he was saying this, right?
They did lose to Bodo Glimt, though.
Yeah, he lost to Bodo Glimt, yeah. And then he destroyed Barcelona in the Copa del Rey as well. So when I saw him say that, I thought to myself, do you know what? They're going to whoop us. They're going to whoop us. And he's just taking all the pressure off his players, And I think when you look at Atletico Madrid's front 4 of Alvarez.
Let me show. So this is the squad Alvarez, that they played.
Sorloth,
the they played the
Alvarez, Sorloth, the goal machine.
Griezmann and Lookman, right? They are going to absolutely take us to task. The way we defend, the way we get opened up, the way we easily give away, red cards and whatnot. I think they're going to take us to task tomorrow night.
All right, fair enough. So Sorloth is a big unit, right? He's like a B-Tech version of
Peter Crouch.
He's a B-Tech version of Man City's man, Haaland, the Norwegian guy. Lookman obviously is going to score. Thiago Almada is an absolute beast at Lyon. He can play in the 10. We should have signed him in the summer. Koke's about 45 fucking years old, having a swan song. Mendoza is a talented player, but I certainly think you can get at him. Simeone's not that great. Nahuel Molino is a fast player who can get up and down the pitch.
Defensively, they're weak. Defensively, they can
you can
score.
get
against
Mateo.
Sean,
You can
Sean,
definitely get
Mendoza was a doubt. Sean, Mendoza, I read today, was a doubt.
Guys,
you can definitely
for me,
get a Mateo Rogera. You can definitely get a Noel Molina. Jimenez isn't that great, and David Hatzko is a giant fucking unit. So you can get all of these players in the back line.
Right? Can I finish my what I was going to say about this game? Right, for me, when I saw the manager say what he said, I thought he's absolutely laughing his head off, and I think that they're third in La Liga, and they literally battered Barca in the Copa del Rey, and Barca are no mugs. And I think this game's a bit different to other European games because Simeone's teams tend to be more aggressive and a little bit more pragmatic than what we're used to. I don't think we're going to get that space that we have been used to in this competition. I think this is a very different type of game. And I'll tell you what.
How bad was Villarreal when they came to Tottenham?
Shocking.
And they're fourth in the league.
This game is away from home. And if you look at our away games this year, we were shocking against Monaco. We got battered at PSG. We were shocking at Bodo Glimt.
Club Brugge gave a game. Club Brugge gave a game.
I'm talking about Tottenham on the road in Europe. We have been poor on the road in Europe this year. We have not looked good. And that's when we had players that weren't injured as much as what we have now.
Monaco.
So I think we go into this game, we're going to get our pants pulled down. And I'll tell you one more thing. Igor Tudor has played 37 games in European competition as a manager, and he's won less than 25%. So I'm sorry, as much as I'd like to be optimistic and say, do you know what? We rise in these games. I think this is going to be a stinker from us. And I think we're going to come back with at least a 3-goal deficit. At least
I hear you on the fact that they've got an unbelievable team. Lookman is going to probably score against us. Thiago Almada is absolutely sensational player. Bogota, not Bogota. Is it Bogota? What was the team he plays for in Brazil? But he was at Lyon. He's one of that guy, the guy from John Textor's boy.
Botafogo.
Botafogo, sorry, not Bogota. Yeah, Botafogo. That's it. Big up to you. Brandon. Koke's 37, 38 years old. If it's not Rodrigo Mendoza, it will probably be Pablo Barrios, who's an absolute baller. But their back four is definitely
as well.
Okay.
Barrios
Either way, right? Their back four, you can absolutely, if Tottenham can get the ball forward. I'm not saying Tottenham will, but like they are a very strong midfield and they've got unbelievable value.
How are we going to get at them? How are we going to get them? Because I think he's going to drop Simmons. I think he's going to bench Simmons.
Well, play the long ball. Do what Thomas Frank tried to set up against the PSG thing.
The long ball doesn't work. Listen, there's people like effing hell saying Stell's always negative, mate. We've been shit every single game. If you want to be deluded and in denial and predict things like you predicted we're going to beat Palace, you predicted we're going to beat Palace.
But Europe, has been different. It has been the only
not
thing
the away games.
Still,
not the away games. We've been shocking away from home, Johnny. We've been shocking away from home. Awful.
So what we saying then? So if we can get away from Madrid with a 1-goal deficit, it's a win. Is that fair?
Anything but a whooping, you'd say is
where
the positive,
the game's still in flux. You take them back to Tottenham, and you might be able to get something. But 2 goals,
three goals or more loss, and it's too much. If we lose by 2 or 1, or even get a draw, you'd say that's a positive.
100%. We take them back to our home fortress, White Hart Lane.
And it is weird though, isn't it? Because we have got a home fortress.
We're actually good at home. We're actually good at home.
In
Europe.
We are good at home in Europe.
23, 24 games, Brandon, since we lost it. I think it's the second or third best European.
23 games.
23 games. I'm pretty sure it's the third best in the history of European football in terms of a home record. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere.
Yeah.
Look, Atletico are a bit dodgy on the road. Atletico are a little bit dodgy on the road in Europe. So if it's like 1-0 Atletico or 2-0, anything can happen in the second leg. But if it's 3-0, 4-1, it's over, man. The tie's done. We're not coming back from that. Not in my view.
I hear you. All right, guys, let's do some score predictions. A big up to you, Brandon, for coming on, my man. Appreciate you. We'll start with you, mate. What's your score prediction for the game tomorrow night?
I don't want to be negative.
No, that's all right. It's fine, mate. It's fine. But, Captain Negativity above you, mate. So it's no problem at all.
So I'm gonna be negative about
another label, another one.
I'm going to be negative about the first leg with the caveat that we're going to turn it round in the second leg. We're going to lose 2-1, but we're going to turn it round in the second leg at home because of that great home record.
Brandon, for the record, I don't label you as negative. I just call you honest, mate. Just so you know. I think you're honest. And I like honesty. I think that's a great quality that you've got from your dad.
Sensational, sensational. Johnny, I'll come to you, mate. So 2-1 was Brandon's pick. What's your pick?
Do you know what? I just think that these guys are going to turn up tomorrow for themselves, just like they did in Frankfurt, just like they did at Bodo, and just like they did in Bilbao. And I think we're going to get a draw, 1-1.
1-1. Okay. Interesting. Who's going to score? Colo?
I don't care who's going to score. Cuti Romero with a header.
Cuti Romero. Nice. And then he's going to smash Simeone in the face with a headbutt.
Yeah, they're going to come to blows.
Lubington. What are you saying? Scotty M's gone 4-0. If there's anybody that's captain negative in the entire community, I think Scott M is the guy. I appreciate Scott M. He's very consistent. Very, very consistent.
It's consistently negative.
3-1 Atletico.
3-1. Okay. Stel?
Two predictions, and I'm not clickbaiting. I mean this. I genuinely mean this. Number one, Spurs are going to score first. We are going to score first. And the final score will be Tottenham 2, Atletico 5. I'm not joking.
Have a little double bet on that. Have a double. I'm sure you for a couple of quid you could probably get.
It's going to be PSG all over again, guys. Watch. It's going to be PSG all over again. I can feel it.
Okay. I'm going to go for. I'm going to join Brandon on 2-1 to Madrid and something to play for in the second leg, which I think will be a decent result. But yeah, just quickly, I didn't get a chance to say my team. I think that my team, if I hope that Igor Tudor's going to do it his way, I'd say Pedro Porro. Finally, we get to see him at a right wing back and a back three. Finally, we get to see a back three of Romero being able to play out the ball out the back.
Yeah,
with Danso playing off the right and Mickey van der Ven. Left back, if it's true that Jed Spence is fit and available, I play him on the left side, and then the midfield two, I would go with Conor Gallagher and Pape Sarr. I think Pellegrini off the bench for the second half, and then three at the top. I'd go for Xavi, I'd go for Richie, and I'd go for Solanke and Mawani off the bench as well. That's what I would do. Appreciate everyone for coming. We've got a couple of last super chat. One last super chat. Bourbon Buzzard says, Sean, did you leave your Ange AI on, or are you evolving? Asking for a friend. Yeah, mate. I showed them. They didn't listen. Big up to you, Bourbon. Appreciate you, my man.
Season 3, mate. Season 3.
Season 3 is always better than season 2. I don't know why this one was starred. Someone starred this one. Johnny, your son looks like Phil P. Woo. I don't know who did that one, but big up to you, Brandon.
Phil P wishes he looked like him. Do you know 100. Who he used to look like? Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Everyone used to say he looks like Jota.
Oh, he does. Yeah, Brandon, you do, mate. You do.
It's because he gets the same haircut as me. I don't think facially.
He does. He does it. Yeah, you're right.
You do look like him. You do look like him.
The only other one I've ever got a few times, which I think was a bigger compliment, was Justin Timberlake, and I've never seen it before.
Right, now you're showing off, mate. Right, you gave me praise. Now you're showing off, mate. Come on. We went with. Yeah, I mean, come on.
I have never
Timber River. We'll call it Justin Timber River or something. Timber Puddle.
Wait till he starts breaking into song.
I've never seen it before until recently when he got arrested for DUI and I saw his mugshot. When I saw him pissed off his face, I was like, that was the first time I looked at him and I was like, I can see it.
He's going to get it up.
Here we go.
Mate, Lubo.
He's going to get it up. Here you go.
Is that Justin Timberlake?
There's the mugshot. Yeah. I can see it now. I can definitely see it. There you go.
Yeah, that was the first time I
Timber smashed. Justin Timber smashed. No matter what.
Justin Timber smashed.
Very good.
Someone said I look like Keir Starmer. Not got that one before.
No, that's ridiculous. That's
someone's trolling.
Justin in the lake, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Lubo looks like that Italian ref from Italian 90. The one.
Yeah, Collini.
Collini.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Pierluigi. Yeah. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to leave it there. Big up to you, Brandon, making your debut on the show. Enjoy your time in Madrid. Same to you, Johnny. Thanks for coming on tonight. Obviously, I know you could have been out drinking or doing other things, but big up to you for turning up.
Lubo, see you tomorrow.
Lubo, enjoy your trip. Safe journey, mate. Safe time. Yeah. And Stel, get a bit more of a tan, mate, and then the yellow will be a bit more fetching. That's what the pathos.
Do you know what? Right?
Kind of requires you to be a little bit more.
Pathos Spurs.
Can I just like address this, because this is the other third person that said that. I'm not on holiday, right? I'm not on vacation. I'm here to work. I've moved there for work.
Yeah, I know. But you still get to go outside in 30 degrees every day, right? That's the whole point of Greece, isn't it? Or Cyprus, wherever.
Just so you know, I don't work outside. Just, you know.
All I'm saying is, mate, it will look better on you once you get a little bit more acclimated to the area. That's what I'm saying. It's a lovely look.
What you mean when you look a little bit more Cypriot. Right,
when you look a bit more Cypriot
now, because you're.
I don't look Cypriot now.
No, you're UK Cypriot, right? Right. Another 3 weeks out there, and you'll look fully Cypriot.
You want me to talk like this?
Hello, everybody, pips. Hello, everybody, pips. Yeah.
To be fair, though, Stel, the hair's coming back lovely, mate. It's really worked, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what. Next show, I'll come on. I'll sit here with a kebab in my hand, and then everything will be. There you go.
And he'll go. Hello,
loads of money. Loads of money.
Loads of money.
He's bringing him back. Harry Enfield's bringing him back.
Yeah,
he's bringing him back. Yeah, I saw that as well.
Bringing him back.
Guys, it's been emotional. Everyone in the chat. I hope we win tomorrow. I hope we get some result on it. And listen. All we hope for is we don't get embarrassed tomorrow, like we have been the whole of the season, and we can at least come back to the lane with something to hang on to.
Safe travels, you two. And guys, thanks everyone for the super chats. Make sure you smash like, smash subscribe. Notification button should be squeezed. Comments should be dropped. And don't forget OK Jersey, right, where you can get the best clobber in town. 8% off using code 5. We appreciate them for the sponsorship. We appreciate you for all your time. We're going to hand you over right now to Spurs Kings TV. Saba's over there with Ash and Marlon. So we're going to redirect you over. Stay where you are and go say hi to them and smash Spurs 5 raid. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Appreciate everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye, Jeff. See you later, Jeff.
Bye, Jeff.